Hey, Greg, 15 minutes for a daily scrum really doesn't seem like a lot of time for some people, and I struggle to understand why that is, but it seems to boil itself down to a couple of common problems. Like, why is our daily scrum taking more than 15 minutes?
Mm.
One of them seems to be around this idea of dividing and conquering. In sprint planning,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, everybody takes a different thing and we all run in our own separate directions and we come to the daily scrum and we feel like we have to report our status to the scrum master. And so everyone goes around the room saying their answers to the three questions and it takes 25 minutes. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, and not only does it seem to be the three questions, it just goes on and on forever. But then you got people jumping on saying, "Oh, I know how to solve that," because you got a bunch of developers who want to talk about the status update. It's like, "Oh, you know what? I need to help you with that." So everyone's like eager to pitch in their little 2 cents as to solutions along the way. Just bogs it down even more.
Yep, yep. And to me, the root of all evil on this one is not having a good sprint goal. I know
That's
I'm always
true.
back to sprint goals. I don't know why I love sprint goals so much, but when you
Broken
don't
record,
have,
but a good one.
huh?
It's a broken record, but a good one.
Yeah, it's a great broken record. So the when you don't have a sprint goal, we all come into this meeting and we're like again dividing and conquering. We don't have any reason to work together, and we don't have a reason to measure our progress collectively.
Mm. Hmm. It's true. And imagine, I think about this too, with the sprint goal and having product backlog items that may or may not align with sprint goals, because once in a while that does happen when you're building out your sprint plan. That could be really distracting to be talking about something that's focused towards where we're going as a product and something else that's heavy on the, say, technical debt spectrum. And then you've got all this context switching that even happens during a daily scrum. So not only is it like everyone in their own silo dividing and conquering, but now you have like split context. I've seen that come up as well.
Yeah. Another thing is when people don't use visualizations in that event, when they're not in a daily scrum looking at, I don't know, common practices are burn down charts or some sort of a visualization of the work flowing through, Kanban boards,
Right.
some people call them scrum boards. But ultimately, some sort of like, to do, doing, done, some sort of a flow that shows work going through the sprint. When they don't have those visualizations, it can sometimes take longer because we have to talk about everything.
Yes, it's true. Visuals are nice. Even as a observer, I like knowing what's going on, and a visualization can be a quick tip. So, other things visualizations can do is keep you from having to answer 20 questions after daily scrum because you didn't demonstrate anything, and you've got people who are curious about how's it going, how's it going, and you have to answer that question five, six different times. If I can see it, I kind of know how it's going.
Yeah. Definitely, and designing the solutions sometimes hijack this event as well. So you can design at any time,
That's true.
right? After the meeting, we can still talk those that are relevant to the design
Yeah.
discussion. But if Johnny and Susie, in the middle of a meeting with 8 people, are off, trying to design some perfect solution, while the six of us are waiting around, like, what are they doing? Like, I need a donut.
It's
That was
true.
me looking at my watch that's not on my wrist.
Yeah, no, I always do that. I always check my fictitious watch.
I keep it on my right arm lately, but anyway,
Oh, well, so you do have a
I
watch.
do.
That's better than me. Um, so the other thing I think is funny is a lot of people think that this 15-minute daily scrum is the only time you can talk throughout the entire day about the plan for the day. And to me, that just blows my mind. This is to get it kickstarted with the best idea of how the day might play out. If we're not checking in, say, a little before lunch, after lunch, and before the end of the day to see where we're at, I feel like that's just kind of common sense. This is to kickstart the day with a good idea of what the plan might be. It's not a permanent plan for the day. Likely it will change because we're going to learn stuff throughout the day. So 15 minutes doesn't need to be 15 minutes to anchor a 100% guaranteed plan for the day. It just needs to get you kickstarted. Is that fair?
I think that's fair. Just enough to get going for the next until the next daily scrum.
Yeah.
So to sum it up, I suppose dividing and conquering, watch out for that. Focus on a sprint goal, and that's going to shorten up those daily scrums. Use those visualizations and make sure that we see progress. And so we don't have to ask if there are impediments. We can see impediments. And be careful about design discussions, especially if you've got people that aren't relevant to that discussion in the meeting. Have those after this daily scrum. Call it the after party and hold the room for an hour and use the last half an hour for all your design discussions.
Bonus donut.
Cool. Well, I guess that wraps that one up.